Welcome to In Times Like These with Dr. Bobby Mullins from Central Baptist Church in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, where we believe the Bible is just as relevant today as it ever has been. Each week on In Times Like These, you'll hear a dramatic message straight from the Word of God, along with special music that will minister to you. We invite you to worship with us today as we anticipate God to move in the hearts of His people. Join us now for this edition of In Times Like These.
I have in my hands tonight two magazines that are distributed to several thousand people in churches. One of those is the Faith and Family Values magazine of the Faith and Family Values Commission of the Southern Baptist Convention. And this issue is on integrity. The editor writes, "We determined some time ago to focus this issue of the magazine on the virtue of integrity and its value in one's life. We don't have to tell you that at many levels of society, integrity, that is, unyielding adherence to a moral code, seems to be in short supply. The world is full of folks like you and me who claim we have integrity, but in reality probably only exhibit it on a part-time basis." Now, I hold in my hand a magazine of my seminary titled The Messenger, which is published by Mid-America Baptist Theological Seminary. And the summer issue of this magazine also dealt with integrity and ministry in the balance. And the editor of it said, "Last year, when we were planning the topics and themes for the Messenger issues of 2007, we felt compelled to dedicate an issue to the subject of ministerial integrity." Both issues of those magazines were planned months ago, but folks, in the last few months, we've seen some integrity issues that have arisen in the lives of ministers and even those in our government. This is an important subject, and it's one that we as Christians, and really anyone in society, we have to work at all of our lives to be a person of integrity. In the Mid-America Seminary magazine, The Messenger, my daughter Melody and I had the privilege to write 2 articles for that magazine. If you'd like to be able to get a copy of the unedited versions, you can go to our church website, www.orcbc.org, and there is a link to the articles on integrity. But Melody wrote on integrity as a preacher's daughter, entitled it, "Pastor Dad, Set Your Boundaries," and looked at it from the perspective of a preacher's kid and how she had seen, thank God, integrity lived out in the life of her father. And then I wrote an article titled, "Integrity, No Hidden Skeletons in the Closet." I got that title from an interview at the previous church where I pastored before coming to Central Oak Ridge, where one weekend prior to our being called to that church, our family met with their pastor search committee. And we had a wonderful time meeting with them, but after spending 2 or 3 hours together, they then wanted to interview me. And for the next hour and a half, I went through the most intense and thorough questioning that I've ever been through in my life. And near the end of the interview, the man interviewing me asked me 3 times, "Now, are there any hidden skeletons in your closet that we need to know about?" That church wanted to make sure that the man they were going to call as their pastor was a man whose life backed up who he claimed to be and what he said he believed. They didn't want there to be any embarrassment or surprises when he got on the church field about something that could taint the reputation of the church and hinder their witness for God. And they didn't want that pastor to be something else in his leadership styles, decisions, and manner in which he conducted himself when he got on the church field. I found out later that I was asked questions that are asked of Secret Service agents because one of the men in that church happened to be a Secret Service agent and gave them the questions. Anyway, I'm going to let the messages on this program of In Times Like These and next week pretty much now say what I feel needs to be said and what the Bible has to say about the subject of integrity. I pray that this edition of In Times Like These is you'll see excerpts from my sermons on Mother's Day and Father's Day when I preach to fathers on the importance of being men of integrity. I pray that this broadcast and these sermons will be a challenge and a blessing to you.